Are we live? There we go. What's good, everybody? This is my first time going live. This is Freed with the Art of Being Freed. And I thought I'd come on and go live and kind of just freestyle for a little bit, some lint or something right there, but just kind of freestyle a bit and talk about just the battle of the mind. And I know I've been talking to a lot of people who have ups and downs when it comes to just their thought process and how they're approaching their days. I've been talking a lot about anxiety. I'm posting every day on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, follow me at Free Podcast. And I'm probably still going to post a video today. I've got this nice edited video. I've got a bunch of them, but I don't really feel like, editing today. So I figured like, yo, let's just go live and keep it a buck, right? And I had a conversation with my wife this morning about being accepting of loving life. And there's typically this battle of the mind where there's a lot of negative energy, and negative energy, like, it can persist, like it's there, it's in the world, and it's up to us to make the decision, the choice. We have the dignity of choice as humans, and that's a power that I'll ask you to lean into if you're having any difficulties embracing being naturally positive. A lot of people are not naturally positive, and some of the things you can do to lean more towards being naturally positive. And this is Freestyle Friday, right? So I have no script, I have no bullet points. I'm just kind of riffing off the top of the head here. But one thing you can do is start cutting things out, right? You talk about the negative aspect of things, and a lot of it comes down to what we're consuming. I know for me, one of the first things I did was I cut the news out. There's a lot of news. There's a lot of ways to get your news. There was one point in time where I just got an email. There was one point in time where I was always watching the news. I could tell you everything about everyone, specifically in like political spaces. And from a sports perspective, I was at one point like obsessed with sports. Like I could tell you every single player on my favorite football team at one point in time, down to the players on the practice squad. And that's a time suck. That takes away your energy. That's the opportunity that you could use to edify your mind with some more uplifting content that will move you forward. Now, I will say I eventually got a gig with the Cardinals. So, it was meant to be, but there was a big amount of time where I put a lot of my energy towards things that didn't really matter ultimately. There's a lot of information out there that's kind of useless, and oftentimes we'll be happy to know the information, but it's like what's it really going to do for you? So start to eliminate things, news, sports news, things that make you consume a lot of time, cutting out some social medias. For me, I have a specific amount of time that I get on and engage in consuming social media, and I do my best to make sure I put a timer on so I don't get too caught up. One of my favorite things to do is go and look at all the comments. You know what I'm saying? And I'll just like get caught up in that. And if you do that, I would encourage you to just, put a timer, on, right, as you engage in certain things. Anytime you consume anything is something you want to watch, because we have so much time, right? So if you if you produce more than you consume, you'll be more successful in your thoughts. This is just about the mind. This isn't about like money or anything like that. It's just more about being in tune with how to access, the positive side of your mindset, right? As all these things are going on. Another thing that we could do is just be accepting of living life, and just being aware of our breath, and just being thankful for it, like tuning in with that, that inner feeling of just, gratitude. There are many things that we can be grateful for. Um, for you watching this video, I would just challenge you to, find that thing, find some time to meditate. In that last video I posted, I talked about the first part of your day, just sitting in silence. and really being grateful for everything. Take a few minutes to just, take inventory of what you're grateful for. And the first thing should be waking up in the morning. So if you can go into that piece, that will allow you to really harp on everything else that's good, going good in your life. Was I woke up this morning? That's cool. And especially if you woke up early, as I woke up and I woke up early and I'm not used to waking up early. You want to celebrate the small victories. Now you got some momentum going, right? So you wake up early, you wake up first and foremost, you're happy, you got some momentum. What are some other things you're grateful for, right? If you're married, your wife, if you got kids, your kids, if you have a job, I'm thankful for my job. If I got money coming in, I'm thankful for money. If you have the ability to provide for other people, that's something to be grateful for. I was watching this thing on Netflix that my wife put me on, and it talked about the guy being grateful for being able to make a pot of coffee and pour it and drink it and enjoy it. And when you look at the process like that, it made me think bigger than just, you know, the standard things that you can be grateful for. There are small things that you could be grateful for. Again, we want to celebrate the small victories. So, first time going live on YouTube, and it's been pretty cool. So, those are just some, a few things to look at as far as, the battle of the mind. And I may make another video. I actually did a little rap, but I'm not going to rap it on this. I'll rap it on, if it was people on here, I'd rap. It's a pretty tight rap too, but I'm not going to wrap it right now. We'll wrap it on Instagram. We'll let this video roll. And if you guys want to, see more in depth with like structure and a rap and all that, we'll do that. But right now, I just want to talk to you guys about, controlling your thoughts as best as you can, really marinating on positive things that are happening in your life or positive things that have happened. Think and Grow Rich talks about bathing your mind in victories of the past. That's why one of the things I like to talk about this book, All Beat Up, too. One of the things I talk about is writing down your victories every day. What, at least 3 victories. And then in the midst of doing that, you're going to have some significantly great victories that you can lean back or fall back on. When times are lean, just think about those victories, right? Like you can do that again. I can't speak to your victory specifically, but the common theme is that people are not naturally positive. And when times get lean, people tend to stay out of the light. So if you're in the light, stay tapped in. If you're in the dark, listen to this video, go watch all the videos. A lot of my videos are like a minute or less. And I'm going to try to focus on it, okay, on cutting the videos down. But this is like top 5, top 1% stuff. And it requires some, in-depth conversations. It's tough to just say, do this and do that in a minute. You know what I mean? You don't want to be cheesy. Like this is some real stuff. Like the mind is a real thing. The old commercial from back in the day, I think Morgan Freeman said it. He was like, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, you know, and it's true. You know what I mean? So stay tapped into the light. Write down what you're grateful for. Eliminate negativity, news. You know what I'm saying? I go to Twitter for my news because it's just all there, but it's becoming a bit much. And if I see the news isn't what I like, I know things are happening, but I don't want to absorb that energy. So you have to be careful about who you're around. They say you're the average of the 5 people you hang around. And that goes for everything. You're the average of the 5, right? You're the average of the 5 different types of foods that you eat. You're the average of the different types of content you consume. If you consume a lot of negative energy, more than likely your output will be slightly negative as well. Conversely, is conversely a good word to use here? Alternatively, if you consume a bunch of it's alternatively, if you consume a bunch of positive energy, then you're going to have a positive output. So focus on what you consume, focus to produce, eliminate the negative energy. On this little rap here, it says, you become what you think about, right? So we need to think about bringing the leader out. And it sounded tighter when I rapped it, but you become what you think about most of the time. That's not a secret. It's the secret, right? But the secret came from The Strangest Secret from Earl Nightingale, which is you become what you think about most of the time. So really focus on that positive energy, focus on being great for your family, for yourself, for your business, and really tap into that positive side. Really tap into that gratitude. Like you're gonna have to go deep. You're gonna have to really put some 15, 20, 30 minutes, an hour of just silence. Usually the answer is found in silence. Just shut everything off. Shut everything off. And if you got kids and you can't get, that silent time, you have to get up early. You might have to get up at 3 in the morning. You might have to get up at 4 and just sit in silence and think. You let your mind be still, and then it'll all start to come to you. But that silent time is going to be needed. Even if you could just get 5 minutes, there's nothing like a calm, quiet, silent time. If you can get some noise canceling headphones and just vibe out, zone out, you know what I mean? So that's really all I got. This is Freed with the Art of Being Freed. You know what I'm saying? I'm really appreciative. This is me live, usually with the cuts. I'm cutting out the ums and the slang and all that. But this is me, and I wanted to show you what I'm talking about and thinking about. Just a conversation I had with my wife today about, being in love with life, is what she says. And I really appreciated that. So let me get out of here because it is hot in Phoenix and I have this jacket on and I don't want to start sweating on this live. So this is your boy Freed with the Art of Being Freed. Peace.